Top 10 Anime Saddest Deaths that will break your heart. There is nothing more painful in anime than watching your favorite character gradually lose their life, knowing fully well nothing can be done about it. In this video, we are going through the top 10 anime with the saddest death that will break your heart. And no, I'm not going to be adding Naruto. Too much pain. Let's get started. Number 10. Chiaki Nanami in Super High School Level Gamer. Well, if you like gaming, then I must confess this one will shake you to your bones. I mean, nothing is more powerful than watching an anime character die in an anime based on what you like. Am I right? This one is so sad because despite that Chiaki Nanami, the main character of the anime, trusted in her friends, she was still brutally murdered by Junko Enoshima, who tossed her into a gauntlet of death and made sure she was stabbed multiple times. No, not stabbed, impaled. She was impaled. Just telling you this is bringing back all the memories of her death again, and I can clearly remember the way she said, "My friends are coming for me," while on the brink of death. Chiaki will forever remain in our otaku hearts. Number 9. Yukishiro Tomoe in Samurai X. This one made me shed a tear, to be honest. In this anime, we get to see trust and betrayal play out perfectly. So it goes like this. If you have watched this anime, you would know that the main character is kind of unbeatable when it comes to swordsmanship. And on one fateful day, his skills lead him to take the life of a man whose wife he'd later meet in the story. After slaying this man, he comes into contact with his wife and develops feelings for her during the story. Now the story gets even weirder because she starts developing feelings for him too, but as you already know, Kenshin is forced to take her life, which messes with his mind a bit. Watching this entire scene was depressing because he was forced to kill her, did not know what to do after, and still had to fight some more to keep himself alive. Number 8. Sasha Braus in Attack on Titan. Everyone loved the steak-loving farmer's girl called Sasha. I mean, what's there not to love? Sasha's death scene was one of the most painful I have had to witness in anime because I was just not prepared for it. I mean, how wasn't Gabby tossed off the aircraft after she was caught? The way time slowed down when the bullet slowly made its way into Sasha's abdomen was just so artistic, and what made the scene even sadder was the way she talked about meat just before she died. Number 7. Shirley in Code Geass. Caught up in the action between Zero's empire on one side and the Britannian Empire on the other side, it was kind of easy to forget that a lot of innocent people were caught in the middle because our attention was somewhere else. One of those innocents being Lelouch's first true love, Shirley Finette. Although a bit naive, she was infatuated with Lelouch from the first day she set her eyes on him, although she eventually lost her father and her life to the war. Now the part that really got to me, and I'm sure got to a lot of anime watchers out there, was watching Lelouch trying to save Shirley with the Geass, although his efforts seemed futile. The tears, the screams, and feelings of helplessness were a lot to take in. I can't imagine having the power to control kingdoms but not being able to save the life of the one you love. Number 6. Masaki Kurosaki in Bleach. Do you know Ichigo? Yep, that's his mother. Now this lady died before the main story of Bleach even began, so we might have to go back in time a bit. Once upon a time, Masaki was a Quincy, powerful and glorious until an unfavorable turn of events made her lose her power, which forced her to settle with the Soul Reaper that saved her life. And yes, she bore a child for him. She was killed one rainy afternoon by someone called Grand Fisher, who took her life in front of her son Ichigo. Now in anime, there are two main ways to make a character extremely strong. It's either you give him an old and playful guy that will make him undergo serious training for at least 3 years, or you just kill a loved one in front of him at a young age, although killing the loved one might make him a villain. Anyway, this death scene was really sad and it robbed Ichigo of his smile. Number 5. Sir Nighteye in My Hero Academia. Although the mission to save Eri in My Hero Academia was successful, there were still some heavy casualties on the side of the hero. One major damage taken on the side of the heroes was All Might's sidekick, who sustained wounds that would lead to inevitable death. I mean, we've all seen a lot of anime characters walk around like nothing is wrong with them while blood gushes out of their body, but not for this guy. Nope, there was no walking to be done. He was just flat out defeated. Anyways, this guy's death made me feel a rush of heat all through my body as he gave the last speech and passed away looking as cool as ever. Why do anime characters always give off a cool speech before death? Number 4. Maes Hughes in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This guy's death put a drop of sadness and sorrow in the anime. I mean, there were other sad scenes, but watching Maes Hughes die just hit differently. Having a passionate soul and an untameable heart, this guy brought life to this anime. Watching the scene where he felt a gun pointed at him and he delivered the cool sentence, "I'm not going to die here because I have a family waiting for me," should have been enough. I mean, I've seen anime characters defeat villains with hundreds of years of training by just the power of friendship. So why wasn't the power of family enough? But then again, I guess nothing could have saved him from that bullet going straight through his heart when envy pulled the trigger. Number 3. Kaori Miyazono in Your Light in April. Now the mix-up in this anime is just wrong and a bit cheesy. I mean, who mixes an awesome romance anime that has a touch of happily ever after with a tragedy that completely debilitates both main characters, leaving nothing but a shell of what they once were? Well, that aside, the ending scene of this anime was indeed breathtaking. Now, as you probably know, the main character Kosei is a pianist, and during one of his performances, he gets an illusion of Kaori playing alongside him, which could mean only one thing: Kaori is dead. I mean, there is nothing more painful and heart-shattering than watching your favorite character keep it together for the audience knowing that the love of his life is gone, leaving him with nothing but the memory of her music and a lie told in April. Number 2. Korosensei in Assassination Classroom. At first, it was difficult to picture a smiling yellow tentacle being stabbed to death, bringing tears to the eyes of everyone watching. But watching this guy die completely rattled that belief and threw it in the trash can. After his fight with the new Reaper, Kurosensei becomes very vulnerable, and after giving a touching speech, he mentions that he wants Nagisa to be the one to kill him. The music, expressions on the faces of the other characters, and the smile on Kurosensei's face made the entire scene a lot sadder. I mean, how could one be so warm and calm when he's about to be killed? Well, this guy left the students with some words of encouragement, after which he was stabbed and turned into tiny particles of light, followed by intense weeping. This is an anime you should watch. Don't sleep on this. Number 1. Caesar Zeppeli in Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. Before I begin this one, there is something I would like to say. If you have not watched Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, go and watch it immediately after you're done with this video. Like, don't even wait and don't postpone it, because this anime is not just funny, it has everything. I'm talking bloodlust, fighting aesthetics, drama, you name it. The death scene in this anime was a heavy one indeed. I mean, it is expected that when a beatdown anime character gets up, he would win the fight, but this was not the case for Caesar. But in my opinion, his opponent only won because he was a wind user. After the fight, Caesar casually picked himself up, blood gushing out of his body, and made his way up a flight of stairs, with the opponent telling him it's over. The usual anime villain punchline. But watching him say he was not afraid to die and watching those rocks fall on him slashed our hearts in half. And there we have it, guys. Is there an anime that you would have liked to see in this list? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified the next time we drop a top 10 anime video. That's all for this video, and see you in the next one, fellow geniuses.